I'm a volunteer at the Melville Center in Sandgate that is based in north side of Brisbane, a community that organize and provide free legal advice, assistance, and referral to the general public. I will be interviewing you today about your issues, give you an advice and recommendation on places that you could use to get help with, similar to counseling for elders. All of the information that we discuss during this interview is confidential. We will not disclose any of the information without your knowledge or without your permission, unless I am obligated under the law. Tammy, I just want to confirm like things that you've told me before the interview. You have mentioned to me that your daughter Elizabeth has become demanding and controlling towards you. Also, you have mentioned that you retired 12 months ago at the age of 64 due to your illness, and that your daughter Elizabeth has gotten worse since you turned 65 when you became eligible to receive your pension. Is that correct?
Yes.
You have also mentioned to me that Elizabeth has been taking your pension money away and leaving you with almost nothing to live with. Is that correct?
Yes.
Were you aware that this is an economic abuse under Domestic and Family Violence Protection Act?
No, I was not aware.
Okay. So Tammy, according to Section 12 of Domestic and Family Violence Protection Act 2012, stated that economic abuse is a behavior by the first person that is being unreasonably controls of the second person without the second person's consent, including abusing that second person financially. So your daughter Elizabeth has been abusing you financially. She's been taking your money away and leaving you almost nothing to live with. So that falls within the Section 12 of Domestic and Family Violence Protection Act. Okay, Tammy, so I just wanna make some confirmation about the statement that you have mentioned to me before this interview. Is that okay?
Yes.
So Tammy, you have mentioned that your daughter Elizabeth has threatened you on one occasion to damage some of your property if you won't give her the pension money. Is that correct?
Yes.
Tammy, do you know that Section 8 of Domestic and Family Violence Protection Act 2012 provides us the behavior of the first person toward the second person with whom the first person is in a relevant relationship with that is economically abusive or is threatening. So that means you and your daughter has a relevant relationship, which is mother and daughter relationship. Okay, Tammy, so how long has the abuse has been going on? Your daughter's abusive behavior, is it often or she does it only sometimes?
Often.
So she does it often.
Yes.
She abuses you often. Okay. You know the actions of your daughters falls under Domestic and Family Violence Protection Act 2012, and you have mentioned to me that your daughter like doesn't help you even though you requires a lot of help due to your illness, but instead your daughter was neglectful of you. Is it correct?
Yes.
Tammy, I advise you to apply for a protection order against Elizabeth because you have been a victim of domestic violence and elderly abuse without you realizing it. The purpose of the protection order is to protect you from your daughter Elizabeth. Section 37 of the Domestic and Family Violence Protection Act stated that a court may make a protection order against the respondent, which is your daughter, for the benefit of aggrieved, which is like you, the victim, if a court is satisfied that a relevant relationship exists between the aggrieved and the respondent, and the respondent has committed domestic violence against the aggrieved. So your daughter has committed a domestic violence against you, you may apply for the protection order. The reason why the court may approve your protection order against your daughter is because there's a proof that a relevant relationship exists between you and Elizabeth, which is a mother and daughter relationship as well as carer. Another reason why the court may approve your protection order against your daughter is because what your daughter did to you met the expectations of what is considered as domestic violence under Section 8 and Section 13 of the Domestic and Family Violence Protection Act. Tammy, you may ask the QPS for help to apply the protection order against Elizabeth. The QPS responsibility include upholding the law and aiding the people, particularly during emergency disasters and crisis. If Queensland Police suspect domestic abuse is taking place, they can or will investigate the matter. If Queensland Police suspect domestic violence has occurred, they may also issue a police protection notice to the respondent, which is the abuser. Or an additional advice that I strongly encourage you to see or Tammy, an additional advice to you is that I strongly encourage you to see or contact three supporting agencies for people who had gone through domestic violence or an elderly abuse. The reason why I am advising you to see three supporting agencies is because each agency has its own specialty and different way of counseling, such as some agencies may have community activities that you could do with them that aim to create and contribute to diverse and resilient communities. The other two agencies may help you with free counseling through phone and help you teach to recognize early signs of elderly abuse and domestic violence. The three agencies that I recommend you to see or contact are Sandbag, Elder Abuse Prevention Unit, and Victim Connect. Those three are the really good ones that I've found on internet for you. I will be providing more information about those three agencies on the follow-up email letters. Tammy, thank you for your cooperation.